Hi Scorpio, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth, I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader, and this, my darlings, is your love story for the 14th of February to the 16th of March 2020. We're going to look at three distinct areas. First of all, who or what you could encounter when it comes to love over this time period. The second row is going to look at hidden feelings, so what's going on beneath the surface for you or for them, or what's hidden from your conscious mind. And then finally, moving forward, so how is this relationship or your singledom progressing? Okay, my darlings, I've already shuffled, I've already meditated. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera, and then we'll get started with your reading. Okay, my darling, card at the base of the reading is the Two of Swords. This is at the card of Capricorn, the base of Capricorn's reading as well, actually. Two of Swords, number twos, are all about commitments, duality, partnerships, agreements, what we feel and what we want, because it's linked to our second chakra, which is our sacral chakra, and that's the affirmation for that. Sword energy is about our thoughts, our minds, our consciousness, our awareness, okay? So the Two of Swords is ultimately, it's about knowing where you stand, knowing what you think, knowing what your perspective is, knowing what your decision is, if you will, but not necessarily acting on it yet. So having made a decision, that's what this energy is about here. So let's have a look then at then what is actually going on then, because that's the overall sort of energy for this time period, Scorpio. So let's have a look then at the headlines of your story. Okay, so what or who you could encounter during this time period. So we've got the and I said wands then, Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. Wow, all Pentacles energies. So it's very clear what you're doing this this month. If it's who you could encounter, it's an earth sign. And I've mentioned Capricorn so some already, because that's in Capricorns. For some people, it could be a Capricorn. But this Pentacles represents the earth element, so that's Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Pentacles energy is where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest our security. And eight is related to the karmic cycles, okay? It's related to cycles. And we have karmic cycles in order to really reveal ourselves, in order to see ourselves more, understand who we are more, etc. So this energy is really about you honing polishing yourself, really. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean? Like, you're getting under the skin of who you are romantically over this time period. That's exactly what's going on. You're getting under the skin of who you are in a relationship, who you want to be in a relationship, what type of relationship you desire, or what type of relationship you need. That's what this is about. This month is about for you, for Love, Scorpio. It's about you. It's about how do I need to be? What do I want to work on? What's important to me? What do I need for me? This is all that type of stuff, all those type of questions. Not questions necessarily, but you're actively engaging in that type of dialogue with yourself or with other people. You're actually actively, considering where you're putting your energy when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to applying yourself within your relationship, whatever your status is now. This is really thinking about, you know, what you need. What do I need? What do I want? What do I bring? What do I expect? This is you working on that. This is you showing yourself what you need. This is you proving to yourself that you're trying to understand and trying to work out what type of situation is going to be secure for you, what type of situation is going to be appealing to you. That's this, and it's because you're working on you, Scorpio. We then have the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. So we've got this Pentacles card of, this is really, number 5 indicates the energy of change. Literally, what I mean by that is the literal, physical, mental, spiritual feeling and experience of change. That is what the 5 represents. It's what you go through whilst you are changing. That's what number 5 represents. So with Pentacles energy, again, where we put our energy to manifest security, this is you thinking about that or changing how you apply your energy. You may be, whether you're in a relationship or not, you may be isolating yourself. You may be thinking about what you need. It's very much focused. You're very much focusing this month, Scorpio, when it comes to love, on you. So that doesn't mean, whether you're single or in a relationship, you're very much this month focusing on you. You're understanding what you need, because actually you know where you stand with something. You've made a decision with something. You've not necessarily acted on it, but you've made a decision. So you know that you want to start dating again, or you know that you want to leave him or leave her, or you know that you want to get back with him or get back with her. So now it's the work. This is the work that you need to do in order to bring this decision, whatever that decision is, and we'll see as we move on with March, whatever that decision is, you've got to do this work in order to enact this decision. That's what this month is about for you in love, quite simply. We've got the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is about roots. It's about love. Okay? Number 4 in the astrological houses, number 4 is related to our roots, our family, where we come from, our DNA, and our previous experiences, our formative experiences, number 4. So therefore also the structures in our lives, the foundations, the things that makes the things that make you you, that's number 4. Also, it's linked to love, okay? It's linked to the 4th heart chakra, which is the affirmation of which is I love, okay? So it's related to our compassion for ourselves. So this is about, I call this card the card of consolidation, because this is really, I'll say that again in a slower way. This is a card of consolidation. And what that means is you are taking account of, understanding, reflecting on, have I got this? I know what I think. Do I know what I really think? Do I know what I really want? Do I know where I really want to go? Have I got everything in place that I need? Have I got the finances that I need? Have I got the this that I need to make this decision, to move on, to start dating, to finish this relationship, whatever it is for you? This is you. As I said, you're not necessarily acting yet. You've made a decision, but you're now doing the legwork, trying to understand how this is all going to work out. That is what this represents. So for you this month, as I said, regardless of what your relationship status is, whether you're a virgin and have never been kissed, so whether you've been married for 30 years, this month for love for you, Scorpio, is all about you. It's all about what you need. It's all about putting time, energy and effort in and compassion for yourself. You're thinking about, you're reflecting on, and not only are you thinking and reflecting, you're actually doing stuff. You're doing things. You're taking action that actually engages with some of these things. Right, this is what I need. This is what I want, etc., etc. And you're actually giving yourself those things or trying to do those things. You're not asking anyone else for them. You're doing that for yourself. So what's hidden beneath the surface? What's motivating all this? Let's have a look. So we've got the Fool card. So what's motivating is wanting this brand new beginning. Is wanting to, as I said, enact this decision, this thing that you, and this doesn't necessarily have to be love. The thing that you might be wanting to enact that's new for you might be something to do with business. I for some reason I just got that vibe there, like you wanting to start your own business. Some people, check out your sun, moon and stars reading for this time period, actually, because that's an in-depth intuitive reading, not about love, just a general reading kind of thing. But yeah, have a look at that one. But yeah, I get this sense. Well, obviously, clearly, there's a sense of a new beginning. That's what this card literally represents. It represents a new start. It represents a new path. It represents you walking this new path. But this is hidden. What's been hidden feelings. So you do want to start again. As I said, you've made a decision, really, or there's a perspective that's clear. Are you acting on it right now? No. Still, we're not acting with the Queen of Wands, but we're still feeling that excitement. We're still feeling the excitement of changes, of the changes that we want to make. That's what you're feeling, and then walk. Excellent. Okay, so it's a very clear and simple story for you guys, isn't it? You know, this is what's hidden beneath the surface. So this might be, as I said, you might be hiding this. This might be hidden from your own consciousness, or you might be hiding this from another person, or another person might be hiding this from you. So you just apply it. You know. Listen to it. So the Fool card is literally the beginning of the major arcana. So it's the first step. It's before the first step. It's the feeling of wanting to begin, the feeling of knowing that I'm ready to begin. That's what the Fool represents. The feeling of, oh my gosh, I now have everything necessary in order to begin. That's what the Fool represents, and that's where you are. You're feeling this. You're feeling like, okay, I'm feeling like I'm ready to start and move on. So, as I said, whatever this decision is that you're ready to enact, single, whether you want to become single, whether you want to start, whatever it is, you are feeling ready to do it. This is what this is. You are ready to do it. Again, this is what you're feeling ready to do. And this might be, I should say, this is probably maybe what you're feeling ready to do. But let's look at this first of all. We've got the Queen of Wands, and you sit in the middle here as the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of the central message. The Queen of Wands is all about linked to the wand energy, which is all about your creativity, your sexuality, your ability to feel joy and pleasure. Wand energy is your life force, your ki, your chi. So when you feel excitement, when you feel motivated, when you feel passion, when you feel chemistry, that's all related to wand energy. And with it being a feminine energy, that's about what's inside, the imprint of that thing. So what's going on inside. So this is feeling all those things, feeling excitement, feeling joy, feeling maybe trepidatious as well. But ultimately, you are excited. Ultimately, you are ready to move on. Ultimately, and that's how you feel. There's a strength and a certainty about what your next steps are going to be, and we'll have a look at those next steps in a second. Oh gosh, in a second, there might be some fast moving energies there. But yeah, you're wanting to move on. So this is purging or releasing or moving away from a difficult or not necessarily difficult, but just moving away from a karmic, a heavy emotional time. That's what this means. You know, because the karmic number 8. So we have karmic cycles in order that we learn, in order that we see, in order that we reveal, in order that we know more about ourselves, in order that we see more about ourselves. That's why we have karmic cycles. It's about the sun and the moon, so the sun, the divine masculine, and the moon, the divine feminine, being revealed to each other. So my ego, who I think I am, and my divine feminine, who I actually am, who I was when I came here. It's about seeing those two sides of myself seeing each other, if that makes sense. So we have these karmic cycles. So 8 represents cycles, and here it's about cycles, emotional cycles, and this card indicates beginning a new cycle, beginning a new emotional cycle. You're ready to release some heavy emotions, potentially heavy, or even if it was a relationship that you wanted but now it's over, even if the relationship was what you wanted, you didn't want it to end. You know, this is you moving away from that, or you're not actually moving away from it necessarily. You're feeling like you are ready to. That's what this represents. So you're feeling like it's time. You're feeling like you're ready. You're feeling like it's time. You're feeling like it's ready to move on, to move forward. So let's have a look then at moving forward. What is actually coming toward then? What are we going to see? Well, look at that. the beginning and the end of the tarot here, right here. So it's a brand new cycle, isn't it, for you? The Fool card's 0 and the World card's the last card of the Major Arcana at 21, which is card number 3. So that's linked to your power center, your third chakra, your solar plexus, which is all about your self-confidence and self-esteem. So we get to this point and we're confident because we've walked the walk. We've actually walked the walk. And really, by the time Mercury goes direct again on the 9th of March in Pisces, by that time, you will probably be feeling this confidence, I can, I do. That's the affirmation for this chakra, and the third chakra, I can, I do. Number 3 is a number of expansion. It's a number of wisdom. It's a number of excuse me, I always say that wisdom is masculine, understanding is feminine. It's a number of understanding, I should say. Yes, it matters. It's a number of understanding, and understanding is about the imprint that our experiences leave us with. Okay, that's the difference. Wisdom, we go out in the world, we have experiences, and we learn things by doing, if you will. And understanding is the imprint that they leave us with, the imprint that our experiences leave us with. Well, and that is what we get with number 3. So this is your experiences show that you're now ready to move forward. Your experiences show and your feelings now show that it's time to move on, it's time to move forward. That's what we see here. We next have the Ace of Swords for you, and then we got the Page of Swords. So we have this energy of we want to move on, you're wanting to move forward, and it's time for you to make that decision to pick a sword, really. I mean, at the beginning I said, this card underneath, it's about wanting to enact a decision or having reached a decision, as I should say, having reached a decision with this energy here. Not necessarily willing to act on it, but having reached a decision. This is now that clarity coming through and the ability to act on that decision if you now so wish. And you do. You make some tentative steps forward. As I said, as we get to March, you make some tentative steps forward toward the sword that you've chosen. You've chosen your sword, you've made your decision, and it's time to act on it. So we've got the Ace of Swords here. Aces are about new beginnings, auspicious new beginnings, i.e. the universe is on your side, trying to bring this in, trying to bring this, whatever it is, this decision that you've made to walk away and to start again. The universe is helping you. This is about you now being clear. You've spent that time and you've worked on yourself. You understand what it is you need. You understand how that ended, or why that didn't work, or why you were in the wrong, or why they were in you understood all that now. And this is you getting that, clearing, having that understanding, having that clarity of mind, having that clear perspective, and not only having that clear perspective, but now it's time to act on it. We have the Page of Swords here, not the King, not the Queen, not the Knight. All the court cards, however, all represent change. They all represent change. They represent, as I said, with the fives, are about the actual physical, mental, emotional experience of what you actually experience when you are going through those times of change. So anyone who's a new parent, for example, anyone who's started a new job, every time when we start, the first time we went to school, for example, for the first day of school when you're a little kid and everything, that actual feeling, that's number 5. The pages, the queens, the kings, they are stages, the different stages, the different forms of enlightenment that we go through. That's what the pages and the court cards, etc., represent. So again, this is also active. So it's something that you're doing, something that you're bringing about. It's something that you're wielding your sword over. You are doing something to enact your decision. Basically, that's what this is showing. You're doing the research, you're asking the questions, you're finding out, you're really you seem very focused this month, Scorpio, on getting to the bottom of something, trying to work something out, trying to get something organized. Say for example, if you were thinking about separating from your partner, you're thinking about, you're doing it's a practical stuff, right, okay, we have to, or moving in with the partner, for example, it might be, right, let's look at the bills, let's look at how much it's going to cost, let's look at, let me speak to the bank, let me see if I can be on, if they can be on my account. It's that type of detail, very detail oriented, and I'm feeling that level of detail with you guys. I'm feeling like whatever decision you are enacting that comes to love. So whether it's right, okay, I've walked away from that old relationship, I'm moving to a new one. Right, let me look for a dating agency, or let me look for a coach, a dating coach, for example. You know, like Hitch. Is it called Hitch? I love that film so much with Will Smith. I love it. It's so funny. Anyway, let me get my hitch together, you know, let me find the right, you know, it's that type of detail. So really, this is you enacting your decision, walking away from a difficult or challenging or maybe not even hard, like painful in that sense, but just you've been in the same place for a long time. You've been feeling the same way about yourself, about your romantic life, about a romantic situation. You've been feeling that way for a long time, but you've done the work. And actually now it's time to move on. And actually you do. So this is what we see. We've got the Fool and the World card here, and brand new beginnings coming for you in Love, Scorpio, as this month unfolds. So I really hope, my darlings, that you have a lovely Valentine's. You know, it's Valentine's on the 14th. Have a lovely month in February. Check out your moon sign, check out your Venus sign, check out your rising sign. And obviously you can cross-watch the other person. If there's somebody in your life, you can cross-watch theirs as well. Don't forget to check out your Sun, Moon and Stars reading, which is your in-depth intuitive tarot reading for the month of February into March. And we have a few more cards out in there. You can follow Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram, on Facebook. That's about it. Okay, my darling, give it a thumbs up, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. I will see you all again very soon, Scorpio, for your brand new reading. Have a fabulous month, my darlings. Take care, Scorpio. Bye.